2011 marks the 100th anniversary of the charter of the Des Moines Area Association of Realtors. In the beginning, the association was known as the Des Moines Real Estate Exchange. The purpose of the exchange was to create a process of sharing and promoting homes for sale between local real estate salesmen. In a story written in the National Real Estate Journal, a precursor to today's Realtor magazine, Mac Olson, one of the early presidents of the exchange, was quoted as saying, "The cooperative listing plan established recently by the members of the Des Moines Real Estate Exchange will almost revolutionize the handling of real estate in Des Moines." Olson goes on to say that he urges all who have property for sale to list it with a member of the exchange and secure efficient handling and be assured of a square deal. Early accomplishments of the Des Moines Real Estate Exchange include adopting a method of sharing compensation between brokerages, establishing forms for the use of the members, including forms for deeds, leases, and contracts of sale, which were furnished to the members at a nominal cost. They also adopted the exclusive listing system, which was the precursor to today's MLS. Officers and members of the exchange subscribed to a national code of ethics as a pledge of the character of each member's honesty and efficiency, so that owners of real estate would not desire to look elsewhere for assistance in the management or disposition of their property. Leadership of DMAR over the years could be described as a family affair, with multiple generations of sons, grandsons, and great-grandsons. Names like Knapp, Stanborough, Madden, Kirk, and Granquist repeat across our past president and membership roster. Over the years, our members have not only been local leaders, but we have had our share of state and national leadership, starting with our most famous son, O.G. Bill Powell, who was installed as president of the National Association of Realtors in 1960. Arch I. Madden served several years as a treasurer at NAR, and more recently, Gail Flagle served in 2004 as national president of CRS. Sam Kane in 2005 was national president of Realtors Land Institute. Our heritage is rich and deep with service to the real estate industry. Over the years, the name of this association changed, but the history and heritage continue to grow. As mentioned earlier, we were first known as the Des Moines Real Estate Exchange. In time, the name was changed to the Des Moines Real Estate Board, Des Moines Board of Realtors, the Greater Des Moines Board of Realtors, and in 1992, we changed our name to the Des Moines Area Association of Realtors, commonly known by the name DMAR. Recently, several members of DMAR got together informally to reminisce about their time as members of this association. They were young and young at heart members present, and over the course of 2 hours, many stories were shared. Here's a recap of that day.
But the one thing about it, and I want to say about the old days, we had about 125 companies, but we all got along. I was talking to your legal counselor here about a month ago, and I said, you know what? If it was Les Calvert, or if it was Gene, Bill Knapp, or anyone, we never had suits. We just talk it over and it worked out. But boy, he says things have changed today.
It was a different era, and but I got to tell you, it was so much a part of my life, and was very good part of my life, and so I feel like I was blessed to have been in the business then, and that I'm very blessed not to be in the business now.
The camaraderie was different than I think it is today. Well, the brokers were more friendly. They did things together. The board did more things. And I just felt it that way, that we kind of lost that as the years went by.
The real estate business has been good to me. I'm glad I chose that over I was going to be a court reporter, and then I got into real estate. So that's all I remember.
In the old days, we'd call each other up and I'd call Stan or Lou or Mike or Joe, whoever, and say, hey, I've got an offer in such and such a property. And give them the details, and they say, okay, go ahead and present it. No such thing today. No such thing today at all. I could not survive in today's market, frankly, with all the technology going on and everything, and the 6 and 7, 8 page offers when you used to have 1 page and a handshake.
There's a lot of luck and timing, how you make it in about any business. But I'll tell you, I think the real estate business is about as good as anything that I can think of for someone to get in. Even though we were all competitors, we got along. You know, it wasn't like I see the attitude today, you know, with so much dislike and so much anger out there. But, you know, we could be, Gene and I, we was competitors all those years, but we was always great friends.
And I remember on Thursday nights we had call night, remember that? To call out of the, what was it, city directory. And everybody just prayed they would get some old person that hadn't anything to do but talk to you the whole night. And I did my my test, and I took my broker's test that next year as quickly as I could.
And I walked in, and he said, we've never had a female in the Beaver office. We would like for you to be our first female. So I said, okay, not really realizing what I was getting into. The first couple of weeks when I was there by myself, if I was on the phone, some of the guys would stand behind me and fart, or tell dirty stories when I was trying to talk on the phone.
Just on a lark, we went down and took the agent's license, and we raced to see who could get done first, and whoever got done first got free coffee, you know. So, and we both passed, you know. And anyway, so it wasn't long after that I decided I was fed up with the manufacturing plant and smelled like a tire. So I quit there and I went into real estate. Anyway, it's been fun. It's been quite a ride. I've learned a lot. I've got to know a lot of people, and I've enjoyed it.
So a lot of changes happened in the early 80s, and the first one that came about was that the electronic engineering people introduced the pager to us in real estate, and we all had our little pagers that we clipped on our belt. And back then there was a uniform, whether or not a company wanted to admit it, but the men wore suits, ties, and they dressed, and women wore heels, skirts, and professional looking jackets. Then the electronic engineering people, when I talked to them yesterday, were telling me they were having trouble getting a cell phone company to come to Des Moines because they didn't think that anybody in this hick town would ever need cell phones or would ever use them.
In 2007, I was 23 years old. My wife and I were married for 1 year, and I'll tell you what, a lot of people thought I was absolutely crazy, but I don't think my timing could have been any better. You know, it's very uncommon for me to do an open house. Some things that, you know, agents today have access to, like you won't find me without my iPad. I carry it with me everywhere. Things like, you know, flip cameras, being able to take virtual tours and video tours of homes.
And it dawned on me, I was like, you know, I love real estate. It was a hobby at the time. I'd always be on the different websites. I'd always, you know, kept in contact with my realtor. I was like, you know, what can it take for me to get my license? Because I graduated from Iowa State, I didn't really know that being a realtor or selling homes was really a profession. You know, when you're in college, you just don't know. You think that you should, you know, graduate and get a 9-to-5 job and work in corporate America. And they gave me an opportunity to recruit and mentor new agents, and I said, you know what, that's actually even better than being a titled leader, because this is more of an opportunity where I can test the waters, roll up my sleeves, see if I like it, see if this is something I want to do. And so I guess what I was getting at is, I don't think you're ever at the wrong place at the wrong time. And
he talked me into taking the classes back in '07. I said, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. So I've been agent now for since April, and I have sold 3 houses, and I've got a couple of listings, and I love it. I really enjoy it.
Today, DMAR is the largest realtor association in the state, with current membership of over 1,500. As we move forward into the next 100 years as an association, we will continue to serve the public just like our forefathers have done. We will uphold the code of ethics and strive to maintain the good name and reputation that the original members of the Des Moines Real Estate Exchange established back in 1911.